Hello and welcome. Oh, whoa. Hold on there, neighbor. Okay, whoa. I was about to say hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 4 The Last Revelation. This one is 115 speaking. And after 3 months of not uploading a single video, we have a very rude and very deserved rude awakening. So, whoa, what to do first? Okay, wow, first things first, you might already see some differences in the resolution and in the fact that when we open up the inventory screen or even the pause menu, and by the way, I still haven't welcomed you to the City of Dead, the first of many Cairo levels, which I absolutely love. The background is no longer pitch black, and that is because it's also the reason why it took me so long to upload any videos, and that is simply my laptop has given up the ghost. You might have already noticed in Alexandria levels there were some serious frame rate drops. It was really leaving its last moments. It still sort of works, but recording and processing videos on it is no longer possible. Now, so what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna keep processing the videos on my new device, an amazing Lenovo Legion device, which will also allow me to... Well, let me put it like this, I can run Shadow of Tomb Raider on ultra settings on this thing with 60 FPS. I'm so happy about the new device. Now, of course, this might cause a couple of inconsistencies, visual ones, in video editing and also in what the game looks like here, as opposed to on, you know, in Alexandria and Valley of Kings and Cambodia on the previous device. But hopefully it will not be too noticeable, you know, I'm really gonna try and keep the exact same format of the videos, especially since this is, you know, the same game. Now, what are we gonna do about this? Oh dear, I haven't even talked about what was going on Lara's journey to Cairo. Okay, first things first. Let's actually make a great use out of the poison ammo. And now don't hop back, make 2 steps back instead. Okay, you see, Lara is trying to aim, but then reconsiders gradually. Just go for a manual aiming like this. Feel free to zoom in on his absolutely hideous face. And there, poisoned. Now, from here on, all you need to do is wait for around 15 seconds, and then I would, you know, even recommend pulling your guns out, because Lara can aim at him, and he will drop dead. Now, this is really hilarious, you know, and the thing is, the really evil thing about this kind of beginning is that he's not the only sniper. There is another one on the roof over there. Both of them have been shooting at Lara as soon as she appeared here, and we're gonna take care of both of them in a very similar fashion. Okay, I think that was over 15 seconds. Wonderful. So, that's the power and potency of poison arrows. Again, I'm a bit sad that they don't ever kill, you know, enemies, but still, it's a very good way of conserving your ammo. Now, what this sniper dropped is our final remaining weapon of the game. Yeah, revolver. Well, it doesn't really look impressive. Guys, this thing is the Desert Eagle of Tomb Raider 4. It is the most powerful weapon when it comes to DPS and accuracy, and, well, its ammunition is rare accordingly in the entire game. Another cool thing about the Desert Eagle, and I'm, you know, really gonna try and conserve that ammo. In the entire game we only found 30 bullets, which is still a lot of damage output, but compare that to, you know, 93 wide shot and over 300 normal shot. Let me select the normal one. Yeah, so we're gonna be really careful for this, and there are a couple of enemies that can only be killed using the revolver. And I'm gonna explain that in a sec. For now, let's actually take our crossbow. We are gonna use that revolver soon, don't you worry about a thing. And I'm gonna try and very carefully hit the guy on the roof over there. I think all we could see was his elbow from there. Ah, that's much better. And this should allow us to hit him directly. Ah, perfect. When you see the small blood particle effect, that means the hit was successful. Now again, if you wait for 15 seconds, you will be able to finish him off, although in this particular case, I would actually recommend you land the killing blow with a normal bolt, because going back and trying to hit him with pistols, from that distance it can be a bit tricky and he can land a few hits on Lara in the meantime. It's not as reliable as it was over there. Whilst we are waiting for his life to be sucked out, I'm just gonna briefly talk about what we've seen in the cutscene. What basically happened was that Von Croy's possession by Seth was complete. That's what the swarm of locusts symbolized and what was going on with his head inside the car, which was really cool. His eyes are now red, and we're actually gonna meet the guy in person at the very ending of the Cairo levels in a particular citadel that we are trying to access. Hilarious. Yeah, I really hope he's not dropping anything, because there's no way we are able to reach that place up there. But I haven't actually checked in level editor or anything like that, you know, like I tended to for my painkiller videos. But yes, so Von Croy is possessed, and we are on our way to Cairo to pretty much rescue Jean-Yves, who was kidnapped by Von Croy. He wants the Armor of Horus in exchange. Now, looking into the inventory screen, you can see you have still all the greaves and gauntlets and the breastplate. However, we no longer have Von Croy's glasses, and if you wouldn't actually break the mechanical scarab, it would disappear from your inventory anyway. But what Lara did retain is the crowbar, thank goodness, because we really do need it. And other than that, you can now admire our full weapons collection. This is a great feeling. Okay, next things next. What you see over here is not a cooker or anything like that, it's actually a fully automated turret. Now, these things are fully armored. They are impossible to destroy via conventional means. If you just shoot at it, nothing will happen. If you try and use explosives, nothing will happen. Even if you try to use the revolver, the most powerful weapon of the game, nothing will happen. I'm not gonna waste the shot. But there is one little trick. If you take the laser sight out of the crossbow, apply it on the revolver, and now use that to zoom in and hit the gas tank, the turret will explode. Now, this was a very special case, and I do appreciate it, because it was broken. It wasn't really working well. Not sure what could have caused it damage, but the point is, this was a nice tutorial allowing you to, you know, in a relative peace and calm, learn how to get rid of these things, which I really do appreciate it. Uh-oh, you might have seen him. There is an enemy sniper already, so let's get on the bike and I'll explain the controls as we go. So, hold the action key and Lara will move forward, ideally through enemies like this. Whoa, another one over there. Ah. Now, if you get all the way across to him, he will not be able to fire at you. See, there he is, but he's not firing. Whoa, so that was a very rude tutorial on how to use the bike. Of course, use the directional keys to tilt the bike to the left or to the right, and use the jump key as a handbrake, you know, for a full stop, and use the back key to allow Lara to take a few steps and try and move towards the back. I will show you in a sec. First of all, let's now take the laser sight away, and I'm gonna reapply it onto the crossbow. And I'm gonna again choose the poison ammo. There are gonna be quite a few occasions where we're gonna use poison ammo on these guys, because they are entrenched in such places that just trying to, you know, cause damage via the usual conventional means wouldn't be particularly effective. So I'm glad that level design itself finally accommodates the usage of poison bolts. That really makes me happy. Okay. Now, whilst we are waiting, I want to make a couple of things clear. Oh, yeah, we can also zoom like on binoculars with these things. We need to use the bike across the many levels in Cairo, and actually one of our biggest challenges in this entire chapter of the game will be upgrading the bike to allow you to use the sprint key, which will release nitrous oxide and give you a speed boost. Right? You're with me still? Well, he isn't. But the idea basically is that if you know, mount the bike now and use the sprint key, nothing will happen. Lara just keeps driving forward. With the upgrade, the sprint bar will appear at the top of the screen, and this will allow Lara to go even faster. And it's not just a convenience upgrade, it will also allow Lara to overcome a couple of jumps. Now, one of those jumps involves secret number 2 in this level. However, what I realized is that the jump is possible even without the upgrade, which is gonna save us some backtracking, and it's gonna reduce the number of videos I'm gonna make for Cairo by 2. A thing I'm absolutely proud of, but a bit later about that. So, jump key is a handbrake, and the widget on the right unfortunately doesn't work well. It just appears on the screen, then disappears. When playing on my PS1 version, whenever you go to reverse or use the handbrake, there is an R appearing on the widget, and you know, it is supposed to also show you as you're accelerating, but on modern operating system it doesn't really display and work properly, which is a terrible shame. I really liked it. It was just that extra bit of immersion. Nevertheless, notice the headlight on the bike. This really reminds me of the small swimming turbine in Tomb Raider 3. And yeah, let's make it across. Yeah! Okay, and another one over here. Do not stop. Well, now we can stop. The second sniper over here actually dropped a box of shotgun shells, so that's really nice, you know. And again, by riding over them, you will not miss, you know, goodies that they drop or anything like that. And if the game would still keep track of the kills you do, you probably would not get these kills registered, but since we are doing our own count, I'm now enjoying things fully. Mind you, another broken turret over there. So, again, what you can do is you can shoot its gas tank with the revolver laser sight. By the way, if you try and hit it with arrows, nothing will happen, right? And mind you, make sure to aim slightly towards the left, not at the gas tank directly. The hitboxes are a bit messed up for these turrets, yeah? But you know, if you have difficulties hitting it from here, don't worry, you will get a much better angle at it, but I just wanted to get it over with as soon as possible. Now, a couple of things. There is a crawl space which we can enter, however, the mechanism we can trigger inside will be jammed because of one particular obstacle. Secondly, we need to do a couple of things here first. Remember that at the very beginning of the level we appeared next to a gate? I'm gonna show you how to unlock that gate next to the very beginning. We unfortunately didn't have much chance to admire the environment due to the interference of the two snipers. But anyway, there is a very convenient sand slope over here, which will allow us to get over here. Whoa! Nice clipping, Lara. Seriously. And now you can use the bike to just break free. And here we are back again. So we closed the circuit, but you might be wondering, well, what the hell was this good for, other than being fun? Actually, if you have a really keen eye, you might have already noticed a small health pack on the floor over there, but let me light up a flare because it's pretty dark. I believe these are the darkest levels of the entire game, which fits with the atmosphere and the situation really getting serious. I love the aesthetic, by the way, of Cairo. I know many people don't, but to me there's something cool and refreshing about it. And now, let's make a fateful jump. Lara, in my head this looked way cooler. Ah, okay. No swan diving in such tight corner. Thankfully the pool breaks our jump, and we find ourselves in an underground part. Now mind you, there will be 4 bats flying around sporadically. It's very easy to lose the track of how many bats you kill with all the jittery, weird, messed up movements. Ah, these things are just crazy. But yeah, there are 4 of them. And 2 goodies. Mind you, again, this is not an... What? Son of a... He's still... Oh... There he is, dead next to Lara's right foot. Wow. Okay, yeah, so, jittery, unpredictable movements. These things are absolute beasts, especially when compared to Tomb Raider 1. They were literally the most innocent enemy of the game, and now I wouldn't say I'm terrified of them, but they stress me out a lot. Anyway, so 4 bets and 2 goodies later, make sure you slide down here, and this is very, very interesting area. So first things first, there is a dead soldier over here. You can't really interact with the corpse in any shape or form, but you can pick up a laser sight. Now observe something. See our inventory? We have the laser sight applied on the revolver, right? So let's pick up another one. Now we can have a laser sight on the revolver and also on the crossbow without the necessity of switching, right? No. Even if you separate the laser sight from the revolver first, and you pick up the next one, you will still have only 1 laser sight left in your inventory. I don't get this. I mean, I understand and I appreciate that the developers gave us another chance to pick up a laser sight to ensure we absolutely cannot miss it. On the other hand, why not allow us to have both the crossbow and the revolver upgraded without the necessity of switching constantly? That just irritates me to no end. Oh well, a guy, or well, in this case a girl, can dream, I guess. Now, why did I say this is an interesting area? We just need to open the door over here, right? Nothing particularly interesting about that. However, if you look inside this cage, and I'm probably gonna do so with the binoculars due to the wonderful effect of illumination, you will see, well, it looks greenish, but it's actually blue pendulum swinging. We need to shoot it. And by shooting it, we will release 2 ice, not fire, not water, but ice elementals. And we will need to lure those guys into this pool to, yep, you guessed it, to freeze it. This will allow us to get across and hit that lever. There is no other way as far as I'm aware. Now, it's gonna get a bit trickier, because a lot of things can go wrong when you're releasing the elementals. Let me show you, and I would strongly recommend that you will save the game here. I will, of course, not. I will save at a later point, at a particularly difficult jump with the bike. But, there are... Well, you know, as any AI in all Tomb Raider games, the behavior is fairly unpredictable. Now, be very careful. There are two things. One of them is a jar in front of the pendulum. If you shoot it... Oh, Lara. You will release a swarm of locusts. Keep crouching, and they will do minimal damage. Don't try to outrun them. Don't stand up. Actually, don't even go fully prone. Keep at this crouch level. I'm, by the way, not considering this swarm of locusts an enemy, which is weird because I'm considering the beetles as such, right? The reason is that, first of all, there is an infinite number of them, and they're more like a temporary hazard that appears and then disappears, whereas beetles actually never disappear. They always stay in the level, they're just unkillable. That's why I'm considering the beetles enemies, but not the swarms of locusts. And eventually the swarms will end up combining and breaking off and spawning infinitely. Yeah, it's more like a temporary hazard, and the best defense against them is this crouch. So keep that in mind for all future swarms of locusts, because yes, there are gonna be a lot, unfortunately. And now, you can use the crossbow to shoot the pendulum, or again, just use your pistols, fire for a while, and release the elementals. The moment you do... Lara? Whoa! Make sure to fall down and run towards the pool. Now, a lot of things can go wrong. They can kill each other, they can cancel each other out, they can even get stuck, but it seems both of them ended up in the pool. Thank goodness gracious. By the way, I am considering this a kill because we lured them into, for them, a lethal hazard. So just like the elementals before. But a lot of things can go wrong, and what I mean by that is that the elementals can sometimes even end up twisting off in their separate trajectories and hitting each other, meaning they will kill each other off. I would not consider that a kill, therefore, and also you will have no way of freezing the pool and you will be unable to continue the level, which is absolutely frustrating. Secondly, you might only get one of them into the pool and the other will just fly around the map forever stuck, which... You know, if you freeze the pool and it allows you to continue, you might not care about, but I do because I consider this a kill for both of them, so... that's just me suffering due to an arbitrary objective I set up for myself, but there you have it. Okay, but thankfully, all ended up successfully. Now, we open that mysterious door, and yeah, it will also lead us to the first secret of the level, which is rather unremarkable, but quite satisfying nevertheless. So let's go forward, and we find ourselves in another room full of archways, but thankfully no beds this time, just a small health pack. And I did promise you that secret, right? So there it is. Yeah, this looks very inconspicuous, right? Just press the action key, Lara will auto-suggest a crowbar, she'll use that to open it up, and you will get your hands on a couple of goodies inside. It is just a large health pack, but Uzi ammunition, I'm always happy to see that. Simple, right? Now, we are still not finished here. I promised you we'll open the gate at the beginning, and this is where we are headed. We need to climb up. And again, I will probably not be able to stop gushing over how I love very distant areas of the level being interconnected, and us revisiting them. And there we are, right at the beginning where we were swiped next to the gate. This time around, we actually have a vantage point from which we can jump on a lever that will unlock the gate. Alright. And I believe we already set regular, standard, normal shotgun ammunition for our shotgun. Let me actually quickly check. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Now we are no longer gonna be in the need of, you know, shooting down skeletons or anything like that. And there we go. That was a bit of a blind jump, but I trust my memory. And a soldier appears. There we go. By the way, I tried to take this guy on with white shots, and guess what? It took 4 of them to bring him down. That's how good the white shot ammunition is, seriously. Okay, there we have a small health pack. Now, you can also continue down there, but I would suggest we do that with our trusty bike companion. So for now, we are gonna have to, you know, take a bit of time to sprint across without a bike. Ha! The smoke particle effect is still there, that is pretty funny, from the broken turret. Well, okay. Mind the laundry at the very top. Love details like this. Reminds me of Venice in Tomb Raider 2, but uglier, which is very appropriate. Okay. And there we go. Now we have basically two options. We can again investigate that crawl space, but the mechanism there will be jammed until we do something over there. So, hop on the bike, and whoa, let's do something really crazy and dangerous. No, I'm not talking about this slope. Go forward and you will be shot at by the turrets. Okay. Whew. Wow. Okay. Now, here's the thing about turrets, and I will explain as we end up hugging the wall. Yeah, make sure to hug it on the wall to your right. Because what we basically just did was we confused the turrets into thinking we are still at the right side where we parked the bike. And that is wonderful for a couple of reasons. First of all, let me show you in a greater detail using the revolver with laser sight. Now the turrets are aiming to the right because you hug the walls, and this is a trick we are gonna use again later on in one of the levels. So first, let's take care of that turret. See the hitboxes, god damn it. Revolver ammunition is costly, Lara. Okay, another one might be a bit trickier, but nothing we haven't done before. Oh, okay, so we wasted one shot so far. Okay, I'm willing to accept that, considering how much health we saved by getting rid of those turrets. There is another way of getting rid of them, but it involves with you moving around and trying to access this door, then exiting, and basically taking a ton of damage in the process. And that's what I would like us to minimize, hence I did what was necessary. So, you may think it's an exploit, I personally don't. We are, you know, turning the turret's own artificial intelligence against them, and that is fine. Oh, one thing, grenade launcher. When you pick up a new grenade launcher, I believe I explained this in our train ride back on our way to Alexandria. But, see, we have 6 normal, 3 super, 11 flash. And now we have 11 flash, 3 super, but 16 normal. So picking up a grenade launcher doesn't even give you 1 pack of normal grenade ammunition, it gives you 10, which is crazy generous. I don't even think we'll have enough time to use all of them, but maybe for the last chapter of the game, something to keep in mind. I'm looking forward. Okay, I think I'm gonna switch to Uzis and take care of a particularly annoying sniper. Yep. Whew, that is a lot of damage these guys can take. And now, I would suggest you equip a shotgun, because there's another one around the corner, but he's so close that, you know, no need to waste Uzis. Ah, there we go. And I really wanted to tackle these guys on foot, not on a bike. Well, primarily because of this one. You know, you are not going to be able to hurt him in any shape or form with the bike. You might, if the bike hitbox will somehow glitch into this square, but even at that point I think he will be too highly situated for that to take any effect. I actually haven't tried that, you know. If you do, let me know how that turned out for you. But yeah, just the conventional way is better. Now, what we are facing is a deep pit, which leads to certain doom, but beyond the deep pit, and I cannot show you because I can't use the look key and the binoculars only reveal this, if we make the jump using our bike, we'll find the second secret of the level. Now, every single walkthrough I have found online tells you upgrade your bike in future levels, then retrace your steps into this first Cairo level to get your hands on the secret number 2 and then backtrack back. But guys, here is the really wonderful thing. I thought to myself, well, what if we just make that jump without the bike upgrade? And that's exactly what I did. I was so proud when I found out you can pick it up during your first and only visit to the City of the Dead level. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna probably die like 10 times. We are probably gonna have a repeat of the Madubu Gorge scenario from almost 4 years back. That is incredible. And yeah, so I will, if you forgive me, make a save here, because what's up ahead is a load of trouble. This is a good spot, by the way, to park your bike. And let's make the first save of Cairo over here. My goodness, the save files above are from March or so, yeah, bloody hell. And now, aim for the highest slope, but try not to touch the wall, and that should enable you to... Yes! Oh my god, yes! The first try! Whoa! Okay, okay. Wow! It literally is like once in a 10 kind of jump, but I did it. And we killed one of the snipers that was here, of course, because why not? Well, this is a truly wonderful moment. Now, you know, the hardest is technically behind us, but getting back, again, without the nitro boost of the bike is fairly tricky. So I might just die on my way back and have to repeat it. But, you know, I'm so proud I've captured the first attempt. Whoa. So you just try and follow that pattern until it works for you. The highest point in the slope, and do not touch the wall, because that will break Lara's jump over the abyss. Okay, series of jumps, and there it is. Very generous secret number 2. And guess what? Super grenades! Since I believe Valley of Kings we haven't seen this. My goodness. That was such a long time ago. Large health pack and explosive arrow. So basically the best items all around. And very well deserved. And this, my friends, is the reason why you can have everything during your first visit of the City of the Dead. You don't need to backtrack. I'm so proud of myself. Again, maybe I just didn't do my research properly, but I haven't found any other information online confirming what I just managed to pull off. So just, you know, please let me enjoy my moment of pride before you tell me, oh, you knew about this already. Okay, now we need to set up Lara, and because I refuse to save again, I will probably regret this, but we need to set her up in a particular way to give her sufficient run-up for that slope over there. So, yeah, I died a couple of times when I was practicing for this level, but, you know, may the fortune favor the foolish. Yes! I have never pulled this off in my life, you know, without a single mistake, jump in and jump back. I always had to save in between. Whoa, this is spectacular. Ah, it's almost as if all that practice paid off, strangely enough. Huh. Well, okay, you know, I could have used a couple of more hours practicing on the guitar, but no, instead I practiced this jump, and let me tell you, it was worth it. Okay, and in we go. Wow. So some unfortunate fella lost his leg and died to bleeding. We actually need to not bury him and provide him with a respectful ceremony. We need to press the action key to get him out of the way. He's just an obstacle in Lara's way, you know? So do that, and you would have seemingly achieved absolutely nothing. This is such a weird level design, but I somehow love it. Now that the obstacle is removed, we can go somewhere else completely to pull a lever to finally open this trapdoor. The corpse was blocking the trapdoor from opening, which could give any player the wrong impression that they're doing something wrong, or that the mechanism doesn't work. I mean, it's about the trapdoor, you know, opening and dropping down. With the corpse on top of it, it should actually have an easier time of opening and dropping down, not, you know, a hard time. It's just a really strange design. But anyway, this is what this crawl space we've been ignoring so far is finally for. So let's park a bike over here, and actually, the sandy slope over here is a shortcut from an area to which the gate at the beginning of the level leads, which we haven't explored yet, simply because that's not an efficient thing to do. Yeah, it will all make sense once you see it, trust me. It's, honestly, it took me like 3 playthroughs to come up with what I consider an efficient way across this level. It's very confusing. The difficulty is upped indeed. Okay, so there it is. A small health pack. And let me just... yeah, open the trapdoor. Oh, it opens up! Oh, sorry, please ignore all my complaints. Now it makes perfect sense that we had to move the corpse out of the way. I would have still preferred the trapdoor opening down, but there it is. Now, why did we do it? I mean, we just opened up a shortcut to an area where there's nothing. There's a ladder, which we can't interact with. Well, the reason is this. There exists no animation for Lara to enter this kind of crawl space if it's at her waist height. So you need to make a jump and open the trapdoor to allow Lara's legs to dangle and crawl climb in. And you know what? This pisses many people off, but I kind of like it because, again, it's a puzzle that limits you purely based on your knowledge of Lara's moveset and the way the engine has worked so far. Now, the weird camera angle reveals a door above us, which we open using this lever. If you find yourself in this situation, congrats, you're doing the right thing. Imagine finding yourself up top over there, not knowing how to reach this ladder. That's what happened to me the first time I played this level blindly. Let me tell you, it was very frustrating. Now, in case you haven't dismantled the turrets outside on the roof of the majestic building, or even if you have, it's still more efficient to return like this, you know, because that's where we parked our bike. Oh, that's not the crawl space yet. Sorry. What a premature crawler you are, Lara. Okay, and since we parked our bike here, all it takes is just a few steps and getting on. Perfect. And by the way, not sure I pointed it out yet, but this is the bike we've been looking at in Alexandria level of Alexandria, which was parked behind a chain link fence next to Jean-Yves' office. That's his bike, by the way, that Lara is using. I love the retro feel. It looks like something made in 60s or 50s. Okay, and down we go, but carefully, you can die here if you take the plunge with the bike. There's a soldier who needs some lesson. Okay, very well, lesson learned. And now, he didn't actually drop anything, that's why I don't particularly care about him. Lara, please climb. My goodness. Okay, let me just light up a flare. Because there are more poison crossbow bolts over here. Which, considering we already used 3, I'm a big fan of this. And again, even in future Cairo levels that are up ahead, we'll actually be putting those poison bolts to good use because of the entrenchment of these guys. Now, this might be a confusing area simply because of its verticality, but it's actually very, very simple. It's all about getting to the very top with the bike. You can also do that on foot with Lara, but there is a ramp which you can only overcome using your bike, not with Lara's jumping skills. I'm still amazed how smoothly it goes through the stairs. Okay, and up we go, up we go. A lot of side tunnels, don't worry, it's actually one side tunnel that's... No! Oh my god. Okay. Well, guess what I'm about to do? I'm gonna repeat a series of very difficult jumps to get back at this spot. Oh man. Well, at least we've seen the death animation of what happens if you fall with your bike. You know, it shatters in a gorgeous explosion and Lara's body pieces will start flying everywhere. Oh, that was hilarious, totally unexpected. Okay, I will see you guys back at this spot, but before that... Lara, do you believe in second chances? Please give me another one. Especially after what we pulled off with that second secret. Come on, it's not gonna happen again, surely. Whoa, careful, careful, careful. No, I suddenly have more respect for this staircase. Ooh, okay. Now, make sure you do not go to the slope on the left, because you will be just back, let me show you, at the crawl space where we entered after we removed the corpse, right? So that's where it leads. Instead, we are gonna make another jump, you know, and hopefully get a shot at redemption. There we go. Whoa, okay, whoa, took some damage for whatever inexplicable reason, but I think that's fine, really. I mean, we are gonna make it across this level without using health packs, that's all that matters. Ah, this is so annoying. If you get stuck in a corner like this, you need some premium space to turn Lara around. Okay, oof, alright. Just going to turn the bike first before dismounting, and dismount we will. Because there are a couple of bats we need to take care of. As soon as you step here, you know, trying to access the lever, there they come. These crazy flying rats. My god, look at their movement. It literally gives me motion sickness when Lara tries to auto-lock on them. It's crazy. Okay, and what we basically achieved by pulling this lever was that in the main central chamber with all those staircases, we raised one block which will enable us to reach a rooftop area for just a short while. Now, the rooftop area is quite interesting, but in our case, it will be less so, because we already took care of some trouble. I will explain. Now, carefully, let's go up, up, up. Okay, great, perfect. And I think parking the bike facing like this will be sufficient. So, let's go back to the block. This is what the ceiling looks like. What I believe is... yeah, so what we basically did was that we cleared out those two turrets, you know, that were shooting at us. Oh, you can do a workaround. You don't need to crawl climb in, you can just do a jump. It will work. all the same. Don't know why, but I'm glad it does. But yeah, so on that roof area, we have already destroyed the 2 turrets because they thought we are at the far part of the area, even if we were completely on the other side, and we, you know, highlighted them with the scope and killed with the revolver. Before those 2 turrets, however, there is this roof over here. If you remember, using the revolver, we were standing down there shooting into the gas over here. It was actually on this tile. So we already took care of that. If you don't want to, it's broken, it does not turn around, it does nothing, you can just shoot it from the back like this, you know, if you don't have the patience for that. Either way, next to it is more revolver ammunition, which I'm always very happy to see, and if you find this door closed, you need to get here via first removing the corpse and then via using the cross plates beneath us to open up a path into the lever that opens up the door over here. It's just a very annoying design like that. If you haven't taken care of the 2 turrets, they will be now shooting at you, and that's the reason why there's a cover over here. Now crawling will allow Lara to dodge some of the damage, you know, especially as you'll be approaching the cover like this. And then what you can basically do if the turrets are still there is draw your guns, peek out, shoot the barrel and crawl back in. Wait for the explosion to happen. And this will not only take out the helicopter, which is just an environmental object, but also the 2 turrets, you know, in case you didn't do it via revolver. And you know what, if you don't mind using health packs, I would even suggest you do this, because you will save up on some revolver ammunition. So, you know, it's definitely a viable alternative. But, you know, in our case, we already took care of them, so there's nothing over here. And by the way, if you feel adventurous, you can even destroy the barrel and the helicopter whilst you're standing right next to them. It will actually not hurt Lara at all. And I have to wonder if this is for the same reason why the grenades thrown by Ahmed, the guide from the jeep, didn't hurt Lara, and that is because of some incompatibility between the newer operation system, or if it was always the case that it never hurt Lara, you know, depending on what device you play on. Maybe for some of you retro gamers out there who have really old machines to play the old games as they were meant to be, you can experience that as a hazard. Now what we did, we opened up a path to the level exit. Now we might be tempted to just drop down safely and continue, but no, remember I said our trusty companion, the bike, is very important to the entire Cairo. We need to take it everywhere with us, and even behind the gate is a steep slope you can only overcome with the bike. So that's the reason why I'm retracing my steps, because I want to get us exactly where we parked it. So it's just going to be more efficient rather than traversing all those muddy paths on foot. Okay, make a running grabbing jump. Also Lara to sort of slide inside there. It's a bit tricky, but it never failed when I did it like this. And now you'll need to crawl back, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that's indeed the case. Okay, and this time around, Lara, you can use your own legs to go up the stairs, so hopefully no further accidents will happen. And there it is, the bike right where we left it, and this makes me happy for another reason. That's because we are going to use this shortcut, this sandy slope that we've only ever seen from the other side, whoa, to get back. Do it slowly because you can take some damage falling from here. And here we are. Now you should be clear of the turrets, whether you took them out using the revolver or blowing up the helicopter. And through the gate. And this slope will mark the end of the first level of Cairo. Wow. My goodness, I really hope you enjoyed it. So let me just pull up the statistics screen over here. This was the City of the Dead. We have unfortunately died once, but because of making that enormously difficult jump without the nitro boost and the bike upgrade, this was the one and only visit of the City of the Dead. You can always come back to scoop up everything later, but the thing is, I fulfilled my mission in showing you how you can do everything in your first visit to be as efficient as possible. We also haven't used any health packs, and we have found all 19 items, part of the 2 secrets we found, and killed all 23 enemy. Mind you, as a disclaimer, I am counting the ice elementals as kills because they died when they touched the pool. I am not counting the swarms of locusts as kills because they are a temporary hazard, unlike the beetles, which are very much permanent enemy that roams around in the level. So, with that in mind, let me make another save here. This feels great, and I will see you guys next time in the Chambers of Tulun, whoever the hell Tulun is.